Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. It's good to have you. Please consider subscribing and turning on your post notification bell if you are a crafter or just enjoy crafting videos. My goal at the moment is to have 1,000 of you lovely people subscribe to my channel. So please help me to achieve my goal so I can continue to bring you more crafting videos. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this 3-in-1 cap using my Janome 550 embroidery machine. And if you would like to see how I do this, stay tuned. Okay, so I am going to be doing I'm going to be doing 4 patches. I have already stitched this out. I used an existing design on the Janome 550, which is the monogram function on the machine, and I used it to stitch this out. If you haven't seen me stitch this out, I will link it at the top. So I'm going to be using this as one of my patches. So I've also got some more felt here. I've got one in grey and this larger piece for the other 2. So I'm going to be doing 4 patches in total. And my design, I have digitized myself in Embroidery. One of the designs was from Creative Fabrica, which I'm hoping will stitch out really well because I did reduce it in size. So I'm not sure if it's going to stitch out nicely or not because my patches are quite small and I did reduce it a significant amount. So I'm hoping it's not too dense because I've shrunk it. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works out fine. I've got all my threads here that I'm going to be using, and I've also got some Velcro here. Excuse that horrible sound. I've got some Velcro here that I'm going to be putting at the back of my patches because what I'm going to create is a 4-in-1 cap. So I'll be able to change the patches so it looks like a new cap all the time with the different patches. So I've got, for my cap, I'm going to be sewing on my hook part of my Velcro, and for the actual patches I'm going to be using the loop part of the Velcro. What else am I using? I've got my hoop with my stabilizer in it. This is cutaway stabilizer. I'm hoping that all works out fine. I know it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to cut around it at the end, and I was thinking of using some water soluble like I have in a previous video of how I do a patch, but I'm going to try this out and I'm just going to cut really close to the patches when I'm done, so that will work out fine. And I've got my scissors here, so let's take you to the machine. Okay, so I am at the machine and I have attached my hoop and I'm just going to begin. This is going to be a long one. It's saying it's going to take 103 minutes, which is an extremely long time. So there might be a lot of fast forwarding through this whole video, but let's begin. So I'm just going to attach my previously made patch, and I need to center this just so that it stitches properly. So let me just take my hoop off a minute. I just want to get this in the center. Okay, I had to stop because I started to stitch this out and it's extremely dense to the point where the felt is pulling away. It's so dense. So I stopped it. I'm not sure if it's because I resized it or maybe it was digitized that way, but it's just too tight. I'm gonna try and continue because it had a lot of layers on there. The first layer was fine. I should have really stopped it and just left it looking a little bit sketchy, so it had a more sketchy look. But I think the rest of it is going to have to be a bit of a sketchy design. So far this is probably a fail, but let's just see how it goes. So I'm going to move on basically, and I'm going to change my thread and just see how, because I did notice it was digitized really weird, like colors and on top of colors and quite dense as well. So I don't know how this is going to look, but let's see. If it does look like it wants to do the same thing as it did here, I will stop it. I'll skip this one because already I'm not liking the way it looks. So let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to skip this whole design. It's not working for me and I just can't be bothered to struggle with it. So it's a shame because it was quite a nice design, but I guess I'm only going to be having 3 patches at this point. So I'm going to move on. Sometimes you just have to say it's not working and just move on. The ones that I digitized are stitching out fine. So let's move on. Okay, so this is the point where I put my Velcro on the back. So I'm just going to put the Velcro on the back of these and I will be back. Okay, so I have cut around my felt. I might tidy it up a little bit more once I sort out the back, when I cut out the Velcro from the back. But there's the back. Hopefully this stitches out okay. It's kind of bulky, but hopefully it'll be okay. And I just thought I'd cut around this little disaster. So there's a little remnants of what could have been beautiful, but let's move on. Okay, so it wants to do that one, but we're not doing that one, so let's move it forward. Right, so I'm going to take this off and cut around the back of the Velcro now, and then once that's done it's going to do the satin stitch at the back. I made it a little bit difficult for myself because I should have really used a darker thread, but I should be able to see that. So I'm going to cut around this and I'll be back. Okay, so I am back and I have cut around my Velcro as much as I can. It was a little bit difficult because the Velcro is quite stiff, so I wasn't able to get as close as I really wanted to the stitch, but I'm hoping my satin stitch will cover all that for me. Just want to tidy up the front of the patch. Okay, I'm hoping this is okay now with how much I've trimmed away. Okay, so I think that's as close as I'm going to get. So I'm just going to return the hoop and complete this project. We are done. Here are our patches. 3 out of the 4. Okay, a little bit sad about that, but the 3 that stitched out really well. Here's the back. And this is another proof that I need to start digitizing my embroidery files myself, because these I did myself. Obviously the Janome did that one, but I did the satin stitch. I digitized the satin stitch, very easy to do in Embed, and I digitized these 2 and they've stitched out beautifully. The one that I got from Creative Fabrica, disaster. I don't know. I'm thinking it's not just because I made it smaller, because I didn't make it much too smaller, if I'm being honest. I think it was roughly about maybe, let's see, maybe about 90 centimeters by maybe about 100, and I reduced it to 70. So that really shouldn't cause too many problems, I'm thinking. But I did notice as I kind of ran the simulator that it was doing a lot of stitches on top of stitches even before I reduced it, so which is a shame. But I'm going to take this now to the table and we're going to cut around this and finish this off. Okay, so I've got my cap here, and it's just a cheap cap. It's from Primark and it was £2.50. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sewing on using my domestic sewing machine. I'm going to be sewing on the hook side of my Velcro, and I've cut it into a circle, and I've just put some double-sided tape at the back to stick it onto the cap while I am sewing so it doesn't move. So I've marked the center of the Velcro, and I'm going to match that up with the center of the cap here where it's got this seam, like so. And I'm hoping I'm able to sew around this. It's got the cap is got, you know, some stabilizer inside it, or something to make it firm and stand up. So I'm hoping that I can sew around it. So let me just remove the tag. Okay, and I'm gonna just try and sew really close, about 1/8 of an inch around the Velcro. Okay, so that is sewn on, and I've used black thread because that is the only nylon thread that I have. All my other threads are cotton, and I do have a cotton thread that would have matched the cap a lot better, but you won't see this anyway with what I'm doing. So that is firmly attached on, and I made sure that I pulled this flap out of the way when I was sewing. So I'm just going to cut around my patch, and I have my cap here already sewn up with the hook part of my Velcro. Okay, so I'm just going to go round because I wasn't able to cut too close because I don't want to cut my stitches. So I'm just going to, and this blue dot is just a heat erasable pen, so I'll just put some heat on that and it should just disappear. So I'm just going to go round and just see there it's gone in a little bit, so I'm just going to go round with a lighter and just kind of melt the edges so it's more flushed with the stitches. And I've got to be careful not to actually burn my patch, so I'm just going to go around and do that. So I'm just going to use my Cricut hat press former just to put my cap in so we can test out these patches. Okay, so it's just so it gives it a little bit of structure. It's not necessary, but here we go. Right, so first patch. So we have that one, and it looks good from the side. It's not bad, not bad at all. Number 2. I love this one. I love this one. This is a feeler one, and obviously this is for personal use, so I love that one because I love the variegated thread around it. And lastly, this one. And this one I also love. And it says on it, Niger Babe, which is what I am. And that's it from the side. So there you go, there is my, it's supposed to be a 4-in-1 cap, but 3-in-1 cap is not bad at all. So that's it. So if you found this video useful or interesting, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and click your post notification bell and check all so that you never miss a video from me. Please feel free to interact with the comment section by leaving any comments, questions, or any suggestions about any videos that I should do in the comments section below. And as always guys, don't have a good day, have an amazing day. Till next time, bye.